House and Mike and Rob. How are you? Eric, Mike. Good morning to all. Afternoon, evening. How you doing, Chris? Rob. Delusion Dan. How you doing, Maria? Marcus. Heidi, how are you doing, dear? Hey, Tom. Flash. Adrena, I couldn't catch that one. Hey, Nose or News. Hey, Reed. Joan, yeah. It's all good. Welcome, Robert. How are you doing? Sunshine today. How's it going, Lena? Houston is in the house. Good morning from Georgia. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How's it going? Yeah, how's it going, Isla? Mario? Hey, dear. And Zach. Welcome from London is in the house. Hey, Gibby, Joan. Cassidy. Nell. Antoinette. How is everybody doing? Richard, how are you? Willow. And Joan. Lots of patriots. Lots of starfighters out there. Connecticut is here. Good to see you. Welcome, Colorado. Welcome, Houston. Hey, Gary. Ely or Eiley. Liana or Lana. Orm and Alec. We got an Alec West in there. Somebody's trying to sneak in there. Where's Warrior? How's it going, Mike? Grand rising to you. Beautiful day, sunshine. Try to get out there. Yes, at 32 Celsius today in Germany. Get some sun, please. Sagittarius, go out there and catch some sun. How you doing, Robert? How you doing, Larry? Good to see you. Hey, Spoon. Debbie. Yeah, throw the questions out in capital letters. Welcome, Croatia. Welcome. Nice to see people from Croatia jumping on the platform here. How you doing, Jill? Mary, good to see you. Phillips. That's all I could read. It's nice to get everybody in capital letters and put your name in there with your comment or question. That will sure help a lot. Yeah, let's throw the questions out there. A lot of people want to know things, and even though it's been repeated time and time again, whatever, we got a lot of new people coming on every day, right? So we want to get and gather up as many people as possible, right? And get everybody on board. Greetings from Belgium. Welcome. Yeah, beautiful city. Love the lives. Thank you. Well, it's more personal, isn't it? I mean, we're all just everyday people just trying to survive this chaotic world, aren't we? What's going on with silver? It's fine. Keep stacking. This is giving you a great chance to go out there and buy. I'm going to say right now, the world will not move forward without silver. The demand is too high. How you doing, Diane? When is Trump going to help Canada? As soon as he gets finished with some of the other issues around the world right now. But don't, mark my words, the communist Chinese will not be able to take over Canada. It may look like it right now, but it's not going to continue. The Americans just won't allow to have a communist country next door to them. If it was somebody insignificant like and I'm not going to say anything bad about the Cuban people, but it's a small country and it doesn't have the reserves that Canada does. And Canada's always been in the American Federation. Okay. So is Greenland. Always been in there. So we're just going to get the record straight. That's all. And, the crazy lefts can scream and holler all they want. I really don't care. Yeah, I had night crawlers last night come in and try to steal some stuff out of the neighbor's yard there. They tried to crawl under the fence there. I caught them and got into a bit of a chaotic situation. They didn't like it that I was in there. I called them out. Didn't like it at all. Going after, trying to stop them from stealing shit. They don't like that. Grand Rising from Prescott, Arizona. Good to see you. Welcome. Got a lot of new faces. How you doing, Matt? Yeah, Van Gogh, jump on the podcast. How you doing, Randy? And Doc, how's it going, bro? Jane, Peter. Yeah. Nicole, some of those names I just can't pronounce and I apologize. Yeah. Hey, Vincent, Florida, welcome. Shannon. No, I'm going to try to stay off the profanity. Anybody's got a headliner in some profanity, I'm just not going to call you out. We have a little bit more etiquette. Yeah, we have the freedom fighters have moral compasses. How does the Philippines fit in this movie? Well, it's doing its thing. A lot of Filipinos are waking up, and I'm going to just say for all the expatriates or expats that are going there to moving there or whatever, stay out of the politics, especially when you're there. If you're outside the country, that's fine, but just stay out of the politics because it's going to get pretty wild down there in the next year or two. Just don't get involved. You can have your house and fly your Filipino flag out there. They don't even mind having an American flag or Canadian flag or whatever. They don't mind that, but just stay out of their politics. And don't say anything bad about what's going on there right now, because that's just that's a landmine. How you doing, Emily from Cincinnati? Welcome. You're in the house. What revalues first? Well, I mean, as far as the currencies go, well, it'll be definitely the Zim and the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong. And whatever follows up, Indonesian rupee and probably the Venezuelan bolivar. Yeah, Cuban peso maybe. They all have to be reevaluated if this thing is all going to come together. What's going to trigger the EBS will be the commander going to the Fort Knox and opening up the door. That's what's going to trigger it. Alex, do you know Queen Romana? Yes, I do. The Dulo. She claims to be Queen of Canada. No, she's not. I don't think she is. I think she's going to be arrested eventually and sent back to the Philippines. I don't know where she got all this from. She might thinking of her infamous wisdom that she's some kind of royalty, but she's not. Is the Hong Kong dollar going to RV? Yes, it will. But it will crash. All the dollars will crash. Okay? They're all going to crash. Let me just shoot this off for you. Okay? There's 209 countries. This is Project Sandman. Okay? 209 countries have agreed to world peace. Okay? That's already done. Also, the 209 countries will dump the dollar. Not just the US dollar, Canadian dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Australian, New Zealand dollar, whatever else is out there. The pound will go along with the EU dollar, or the EU euro. Okay? All banks at that point will implode and plunge the dollar to zero. I'm getting all the information that's coming directly from the top. It will plunge to zero. Remember that. This is a ICE 9 scenario, it's called. everything will freeze. Everything will stop working. The U.S. will, all the dollars will be replaced by their treasury notes, gold back. Trump is here to make sure that happens. Because it's, what, do you want to carry money in your pocket that's got satanic symbolism all over it? No. Do we want to walk around our world with huge monuments of worshipping Moloch and all these negatives out there? No, we don't. Any idea when Trump's going to get to the Fort Knox? I do not have any idea, but it's going to be this year for sure. There's going to be lots going on, and then once that is done and all the money gets reevaluated and we start moving things forward, this will continue about cleaning up the PEDOs on the planet, and all the trafficking is going to go disappear. There is a constant, ongoing struggle to get these demons cleaned up. I mean, look, let's look at it this way. Has the government ever done anything good for you? The governments out there, most governments of all governments, have failed the people. Okay? Look at the history of these countries and how many people have been killed by their own governments. There's not a government out there. I mean, I look at Canada right now and how they've got a foothold on the MAID programs and the drug trafficking that's inside Canada right now. They're doing everything to kill people off. They're not your friend. They're your enemy. So why are you supporting and funding them through taxes? I don't get it. I don't understand. You should be applying all these different programs and sucking money out of them. Take as much money from them through their different programs. If you got disability, make sure, go down to your accountant and start hammering on their desk. Say, I want more money. You want to bankrupt. I mean, the country of Canada is already bankrupt, but whatever money they got left, you should be taking it from them. Okay. She has a criminal company on companies. I'm not sure. She has been arrested and released. Oh, you're talking about Romano Didulo. Yeah, well, I mean, she's there for the money, and she's there for whatever starstruck, infamous wisdom, or she's a legend in her own mind. Yeah, and it's all about the money and whatever. I don't even know how. Some of these people they're not right. They're not fit in the head, and how do they think they can get away with it? I mean, that is, as far as I'm concerned, she's a narcissist 10.0. My accountant sent me these delaying they can't go fully cashless in the EU. They have to have cash. Well, we'll watch and see how that plays out. What I'm saying right now, silver and gold and platinum and palladium is currency, okay? And it's protected currency. It'll always hold its value or raise in its value. The paper money you got in your pocket will disappear. It's going to crash. Look for a loaf of bread, what you have to pay. Like, I could drop a coin on the table and get $125 worth of groceries, one coin, that says $1 on it, but it's silver. You see where I'm going? But you got to pay and then you got these bills that are nothing, and you got to port out $125. What a Ponzi scheme. What an absolute scam we've been into. The peso will be, the Philippine peso will be gold back, yes. but it won't be backed by America. It'll have its own currency. You can go ahead and buy the peso. Don't be scared to buy the peso. But like I said, my world is silver. Okay, my world is silver. That's it. I carry it. I mean, all it takes is for me to put one coin in my pocket. I've got $125 in Canada. I got 130. 130 American in Japan, and I've got probably 7,000 pesos for that one coin inside the Philippines. So why would I carry paper money? I mean, if I need it to do my daily stuff, no problem. I'm trying to teach everybody to dump all their cash into silver. You're basically taking phony money and buying real money. That's what you're doing. I don't want to see people. I mean, when these banks close up, your bank accounts close up too. All your safety deposit boxes, everything close up at the same time. There will be an announcement. I am 110% guaranteed in my brain. And my brain is telling me these banks are going to crash. I don't know when. I just don't know when. You can buy Philippine peso, but Robert, why aren't you buying silver? Why aren't you buying copper? People are buying copper on the streets in the Philippines. The exchange centers, yeah, I mean, it's an industrial product, metals, but they're still paying for it. And it's rising, $6 a pound right now. That it's getting, that's an industrial material, and it's heavy and bulky, heavy to walk around with. But if you got $125 or whatever, or anybody out there, start pooling your money together to go get yourself to put $1,000 together and go buy 10 rounds of silver. Right? That's the new currency. It is. I said that yesterday with all the different metals that are out there. They're still classifying silver, gold, and platinum and palladium as currencies, okay? I don't trust any paper. I just don't. You're very welcome. Always wanting to help. How you doing, LV? Love and light. Yeah, stay strong. Yeah, that's the only things we have to do is take care of ourselves. Keep ourselves washed, keep the bugs out of our bodies. And, I'm doing a thing right now. It's a flush with the olive oil and hydrogen peroxide with a dropper. Here it is right here. That's just a dropper. It looks a little milky. You got to shake it up. You see it's milky? You put 5 drops in your ear and you hear it starting to crack and everything. That cleans out your ear. That's because you got infection. If you hear the popping and everything, you got infection in there. Most people will have infection in the ears, especially if you get older. If you don't hear any popping or whatever, then, you could just clean it out with a Q-tip, whatever, and carry on. But if you're hearing the popping, you're doing the job. You're cleaning out your ears. This is all years and years and years of being, pollution. Even breathing it in. You got to have teas and stuff like that to clean out all the mucus. Your body's fighting it off. Do you think EBS could happen during World Cup? I can't say. I don't know when. I believe EBS will happen when Trump starts. He's already talking about it, going to check on the Fort Knox. I think that's going to be the trigger effect. That's going to kick everything off. When he gets to that, that's I believe is going to happen. And I don't know why. I don't know the algorithm on that, but I believe that's what I'm hearing. And that's going to crash all the banks. Because all the countries in the world right now are ready to dump the dollar. It's going to be done in one day, overnight. You'll wake up the next day and the dollar will be zero, which it is already. How you doing, Hope? Please, all comments in capital letters. Thank you. How you doing, Dave? Yes, the gangs that are out there reported released 150 districts involved. Yes, I know. And this is where you're getting the English government, Stalmer's little band of thieves are totally failing the English people. Absolutely failure. And with these all these gangs going on there attacking 14-year-old girls, you bastards. That's what I've been saying this time and time again. Right? I mean, I had a guy last night. He says, "Well, he doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a gun." Till I pulled it out. Then they scattered like little rats. That's what I mean. We have to protect ourselves. And I'm not saying we have to use guns. I'm saying, any type of aerosol spray, ant killer, wasp killer, go down. You can buy it in the hardware store. It works really good. I'm telling you, get that that wasp killer in your face, and I'm telling you, that is a stinger. That will shut you down. You're on your way to the hospital. So it's okay to carry it. If you want to go to the gun and game club, or some of these sports clubs and stuff like that, they got all the different sprays out there to deter, and you don't need an FAC for it. I'm taxed exempt. The only way to be in the voluntary system. Well, taxes in any shape or form is a Ponzi scheme. Okay. If you want to fight this in your own little way, use your social security number or use your social insurance number. If you got a card, that's fine. I got mine in my head. I just say use that number there to pay my tax, and they got to take it. They have to. What they do is they take that number, don't pay the tax, and they submit that number. Then it's up to the government to figure it out. When I owned a business from 2015-16, I stopped collecting tax from my customers. I'm not the government's tax collector, and I never got any repercussion from that. And I don't care saying it. They can do, come and do whatever they want to try to do. They know that they're running a legal scam, an illegal Ponzi scheme. How you doing, Nikita? No, I'm from Canada. Born and raised in Vancouver. I live in East Kootenays, up in God's country. I was going to go back to Abbotsford because I, got friends and family down there, but I got no parking spot anymore. Yeah, I have no place to park my rigs. So, and it's getting a little bit chaotic down there. Even if I could find a spot, it's really expensive to park there. So, I would, it's it's part of the meltdown. But like I said, when all this starts happening, and there will be, it's getting to a point where everything's going to crash. Okay, real estate's going to crash on all three levels: residential, commercial, industrial. It's going to crash everywhere. And then at that point, you're going to be ready with your, buckets of money, ready to buy something. We could talk real estate all day. I don't have a problem with that. Everybody's all, a lot of people are living in apartments. They don't like them. They're squeezed in. They're in strata units and stuff like that. They've got, they got to pay all this money all the time. Even the strata money is going to be taken away from them because it's all it's all a Ponzi scheme. Now, unless they're putting money towards the, yards and upkeep and stuff like that. But as far as the command or whoever's doing the operations in there, I think they're stealing a lot of money too. So what I would do is get out of these strata or timeshare stuff. Just walk away, because it's all garbage. It's all a Ponzi scheme. Be ready when you get paid and your money gets, look for something, that you want to, that you want to buy, a piece of ground, an acre, 2 acres, get yourself a nice little house on it, and, build yourself a nice garden. Yeah. Okay. Is Warrior in the house? Yeah, we don't need to have Scooby Dog in there because, he's too negative. He's a little reptilian. Yeah, little scaly boy. He's hiding in his basement. Yeah. Same as Australia, I know. They need most older ones, gone. Yeah, because they're paying too much. Yeah, they're paying too much in pensions. That's why they did the assault on the baby boomers. But there's a lot of baby boomers, like I said, that didn't go to school back in the day. There, I'm not the only guy that never made grade 9. There's a lot of us just wanted to go out there and work, and I find it very ironically, they're all awake. The ones that went through university and end up in Vancouver, whatever, even my son, totally, completely brainwashed. Yeah, that's why we don't talk. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. Don't even know. I see him on Facebook though. He lives in a pantomime. And that's fine. He's made his bed. Yeah. Yeah, is it Scooby Doo? Okay. Yeah, get rid of him. He's we got no room for negatives here. Grand Rising from Michigan, welcome. Yeah, don't get caught up in all the things that are being out there in the matrix that they're trying to sell you. Stay away from the fast food stores, like the fast food restaurants, okay? I know it's hard. I know that everybody wants to go there and have a little, a bagel and a coffee and whatever, but you really got to watch the intake right now. We really have to watch what the hell they're throwing in their food. Everything's being manufactured, and like I said, you're going to see that these restaurants, I mean, the only place I trust, and I don't, and it's already getting expensive, is A&W in Canada. But I will not, unless it's a personal, small little restaurant run by a family, I will not go into those fast food places. I'm retraining myself, right? I cook my own food. I wash it. I stick to a steak and onion, maybe some potato. I do have some dry good for the lockdown. Yes, that's what I believe. Silver is going to be our new currency, or one of them, our currencies. So jump on it's easy to obtain, right? And you're buying real money. You're buying God's money. And I can go, I mean, like I said, and for all the new ones, okay, I know some of the old, Jedis out there have listened to this before, but I have been traveling back and forth since 1985, okay? From Vancouver to Japan, living in Japan, working in Japan, and then flying back, okay? Back in those days. Then sometimes I had to stay for 2 or 3 months because of the contract. I would have to fly out to South Korea or up to Shanghai, China, wherever was close. And I ended up in the Philippines. That's like a 4-hour and 50-minute plane ride. I figured I would just go there. And I fell in love with the Philippines. So I started staying in the Philippines there. But since all these meltdowns had come, right? And I've been making money and making money. And, up till 2008, that was when that crash came. 7, I guess it was. I shut everything down. I was all the money that I made in Japan. They paid you in, the Japanese contractors pay you in cash. So that was another battle, trying to move that money from there into Canada, because you were only allowed to travel so much. But silver, you trade the money in there at that time. In silver, you could travel with $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because they didn't know what it was. You just say it's it's my collection or my currency. They don't have any idea. They say, I'd have people ask him, what's it worth? And I'd look at the coin and it'd say $1, $5 on it. I say, well, that's what it's worth, $5. So you're able, you see what I'm saying? Because the system doesn't catch up to it. They don't understand, right? And that's what I've been doing. I've been, running silver for my currency, back and forth. And I don't mind it being low. I don't mind it being at 60, whatever it is, $67, $68 right now. I can move more silver where I wanted to move it. You know what I mean? And, I have a very safe place in the Philippines, at my house, in a, big vault. And if I need money, then I can just go dump 1 or 2 coins and go get some peso. Silver is a international currency, and everybody in the world recognizes it. But they will not recognize Canadian money in Vietnam or in the Philippines. They'll say, they always give you a funny face. That's how, insignificant the dollar is right now. Have you seen the distinguished individuals now associated with the Nova Red mining in BC? Christy Noam? No. I know who Christy Noam is, yes. I don't know the relationship with that, though. Well, anybody, silver, listen, I live in BC. I know there's lots of silver and gold here. I know there's lots of copper here. You just got to go mine it, and that's very, very labor intensive. I'd rather be on the sideline and pay more and just buy it off. Just be a smart buyer, and then watch it increase. I mean, once you buy it, you got real money. Easy shoe in for the cashless society. Well, what I have to say about the cashless society, I don't care if the money disappears. Burn it. I don't care. You can't burn silver, you can't burn gold. And that's, if you've got 8 million dong, okay, that's great. I mean, what's the worst that can happen if you got foreign currency right now? And none of this comes true. You turn the money back in, get your money back from the bank, okay? But, I'm at this point, yes, am I going to, if I've got so many dong and I go to trade it in one day, whenever that happens, and, it becomes a one-to-one commodity, is it going to come true? Who knows? I might just settle, because of the amount I have, I might just dump some to get rid of it so I could buy more real money. I mean, the only thing that is for sure that is real today, that is affordable with me, is silver. That's it. Right? Go and buy it. Buy your coins. You can buy the bricks. When will the banks crash? Well, they're already crashing. You can see why they're crashing already around the world. Big banks are taking a hit right now. They're closing up shop. Another 57 banks closed in the last, in the last week in the United States. They're closing down. They know where this thing's going. I got 2 accounts in Canada, and $200 in one and $300 in the other one. And if that crashes, whatever, I lose that money, a little bit of money. But I keep it open so I can run business through it. You know, I even bought my plane ticket, told my woman to, sell a little bit of silver, and she did, and she went and bought my plane ticket. I mean, and that's not getting involved with any bank that's going to charge you money for exchange. It's just, they do that. I mean, they say, well, if I got American money or Canadian money, and then you got to go down there, and then you're not getting exactly what you want, because they have to make money on it, right? But you'll always get your full value, even more, than premium price. I know for a fact you can probably get $150 American for 1 ounce of silver in Japan right now. And yet they're selling it for what? They're selling it on the Comex right now, or on their back screens right now, is what, $68? What a bunch of bullshit. Yes, I know Charlie Ward. And he says, and I agree with Charlie Ward, it's all a movie right now. It's there to wake up the sleepers and the zombies. How you doing? About Social Security and railroad retirement. Yep. That will happen to that. What will happen to it? Well, nothing for the retirement and the pensioners out there. Your pension is secure, okay? It's just going to be mirrored over to the QFS. And I don't know about the railroads or whatever. I think there has to be some kind of security there. Those pensions, are protected. It's the 401ks, it's the IRAs, it's the RRSPs, or anything that you had in the central bank system that you were throwing your money in there to watch it grow or whatever. You weren't going to get, like in Canada, they had you put your money in the RRSPs, and we're not, that will you won't be taxed on it. Well, taxes is already a failure and illegal to even charge you tax on money that you've made. Like what? They're spinning a circle around you, and you're eating it up. Stop playing with these central banks. They are not your friend. They work for the cabal, all of them. And I don't care how nice these tellers are, how friendly they are. They're made to do that, to bring in your money, to suck in your money into your account, thinking that you got $100,000 in your account. People can't get that out of their head. I got people that I talk to that just been paid out from things or got an inheritance or whatever. They're putting it all. Well, it's in the bank. I got all my money in the bank. They're not going to get it out of there. When the banks crash, it's gone. That's what I'm telling you right now. I am sounding the alarm. I am, Paul Revere right now, screaming through the streets right now, saying, get your money out of the banks. I've been saying it for frickin' 6 years now. I don't want to see people, hurt themselves because they're so depressed because they lost all their money. That's what I just don't want that. I don't give a shit about the billionaires and the millionaires. I don't care, but you warriors out there and patriots out there that are everyday people, I do not want to see hurt. How you doing, Rebecca? Good morning to you. You got 32 ounces of silver? Good for you. In the dirt. Good place to have it. It'll never rot. Yep. Yeah, you're a young man. I've got mine in 8 different spots. If I get dementia, I'm in trouble. Right? But, people ask me, well, let's go do this business. Let's go do this business. And my woman's the same way. her and her girlfriends will get crazy and start having some kind of, go off on some kind of tangent of some kind of money-making business. And I'm going, you know what? Stop doing that. Be happy with what you have. She's doing fine. In our world, the universe is providing for us. It's just happening. And the reason why it's providing for us is because I took steps back 12, 15 years ago and started investing and stacking in silver. And now it's all paying off. I won't be able to spend it in my lifetime if they want to, cut my life short. But I'm waiting for the med beds to come out. All these technologies that are coming out is going to give life extension for everybody. No more polio, no more paralyzed people, no more people, we're going to be able to have big wheelchair burning parties. It's all coming. And people have to be ready for this. People have to be ready for the new technology. There will be many, many people that do not believe. They're negative on this. And when they're negative like that, the med beds will not work on them. They have to believe in their heart. This is your secret weapon right here. That's your secret weapon. How you doing, Crazy Indian? Good to see you, bro. There'll be no taxes after the RV. Yes. Okay, we got this Chad Sirline. That's another scammer out there. Another hacker has taken Chad's content to try to steal your money, and he's throwing negatives in there. Is Warrior there in the house? Get rid of that bum. Where to get silver in Quebec? I don't know how, whatever, just go into the city. Check with your cities. Montreal, Quebec City, 12 Riviere. There are big cities there. They will have silver, metals exchange places. Just Google it, whatever you have to do. Okay? It's easy enough to find. I won't be taxed. I will redeem at the redemption center. No, your money that you get will be yours, okay? There will be no tax on the other side. When the EBS happens, it triggers the quantum financial system. At that very second, you are free from all your taxes, okay? And from any debt that you have, you're free from. And then from there, you don't have to pay any more. You can sit in your house that has a $300,000 mortgage on it, and you can sit in your house and don't have to make that payment no more. It's over. The banks are finished. Okay? I hope that's good news. How you doing, Shake? Internally, not blessed. Initially not blessed. I'm sorry. To have money, my business is ruined from war, I guess it is. Many are trapped in the circle and despair. Yeah, I know. Well, this because people weren't looking over their shoulder, seeing this disaster coming, and the best way out of it right now is to, you need food, go to the food bank. Military, when it does arrive, it will be handing out good food for you. I mean, I look at the homeless in town here. It's do you think for 1 minute with all the, we have over a 1.5 million people in Canada that are homeless. That's what, 1/10? And a lot of them, and maybe another 1 million that are living in motorhomes. I'm seeing it. I watch it. I can see the numbers. And then, of course, you got all the crackheads that are stealing shit. They're their own worst enemy. We got to cut off the crack. To my child included. best place to get silver in Edmonton, just look it up. There's all kinds of reputable dealers. They'll have their own site. I know in Calgary is Silver Bowl Gold. See if they've got a Silver Bowl Gold in Edmonton. They might have a exchange center there. And how to do that, just so everybody knows, you phone whatever dealership there is, because everything's done by mail, okay? So you just phone them up. There will be a number there. And just say, I want to buy my silver. If you're in Edmonton, I want to buy my silver out of Edmonton. And, what do we have? And they will usually have a website of all the coins that you want. Just go after the cheapest, coin that's there. Do not try to get into any type of collectibles, okay? Because the collectibles are overpriced. Just stay to your Silver Bowl Gold or your silver rounds. You can buy some, even if you wanted to buy some junk silver coins, which is fine. That's very, very cool too. That's like 90, 85%. But the coins themselves, okay, they are, what are they? They're silver coins that are 99.9, okay? And I'll just show you. Okay, these coins here those are the buffalo heads. Okay, they came right out of the tube. These ones are everywhere. They're American buffalo heads. I don't know. They're pretty shiny, aren't they? Beautiful silver. This piece right here is $120 Canadian. I wouldn't sell it for a penny less right now. But it will go up. These will go up to $300. Okay? And before the end of this year. This silver, this is real money. Okay? The stuff that's in your wallet, okay, is not real money. That there is not real money. Who's that face? You don't even live here. Huh? She don't even live here. Are they trying to colonize Canada? I mean, what have they ever done for England? Other than open up the borders and allow all those, sand people in there. That want to harm the English. And we're supposed to celebrate her? Kidding me? This here, I find here, this is old coin. What does that represent? Okay? That's Cheyenne. That represents strength. I'm sorry. That represents strength, the buffalo. Okay? This represents honor. Strength and honor. This is worth $120. You need 6 of these to buy one of these. I can put this in my pocket. Got 120 bucks. I can also put this in my pocket. I only got 20. You see what I'm saying, where this is going? And they used to sell one of these or have these as a $20 piece. Right? At one time it was only $1. The gold piece was a $20 piece. You could trade that. That's where they traded it in 1913. They traded this here that you had 20 bucks. You got this 20 bucks, and as long as you traded in your ounce of gold, they'd give you 20 bucks. Now you have to trade an ounce of gold in, and you get $7,000 for 1 ounce. I'm just throwing it out there. This is how it's working. You could buy this. You can go get a whole tube. Okay, one of these tubes here is 20 pieces. Okay, that's $2,600 Canadian. Okay, $2,600. Okay, so, and if you want just to have 120, then you just pull off one. And this is not heavy. You could put this in, easy to carry around. stash it somewhere, tape it up, put something in there and bury it if you want, right? Alex, what is the rate on the dong right now? Well, right now it's about 19,000 Canadian to 1, but it's going to go 1 to 1. So if you go out there and you buy the dong, buy $100 worth, you'll get 1.9 or 1.8 million dong. So that's 1.8 million. And if they revaluate it the way I think it's going to revalue, it might go 5 to 1, which will be what? That'll turn that one into about $8 million, right? 10 million bucks just on a $100 investment. That's where this is going to go. Nova Red, Christy Noam, Phil Ear, and Mark A. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are these? Is this some kind of investing group? I'm not sure. Have to explain that more. Yeah, I mean, you can go out there and buy silver mines. Yep, if you want. I mean, invest in the silver mines. Silver's, that's a silver stock is a silver mine, but you have to, that's a very scary game too, because I wonder if that mine goes belly up because it was attacked. It depends where the location is. I mean, look at the cartels going after the Mexican miners in Mexico, right? They've shut that mine down because they didn't want the miners to mine their silver. I mean, the only thing that is real today is metal that you could put in your pocket. That gives you a value of worth that you can trade or buy or whatever you need to buy. People say, well, you can't eat gold, you can't eat silver. No, you can't, but you can sort of trade for it, right? This stuff is worthless. It's worthless. This here on your ears, this is half olive oil, organic olive oil, and half hydrogen peroxide. And you shake it up, turns all milky, turn your head like that and put 5 drops in your ear. It opens up, just got to get an eardropper. You can go to any health food store and they'll have these droppers. Pick them up for $6, and then I bought 5 or 6 of them for different little solutions, right? And and you just put that in it'll clean out your ears. And if you hear the popping going on, you put your ears down. You'll feel it go down to your ear, and then you hear it popping, and just leave it in there for 5 minutes, and then let it drip out, and that'll clean out your ear and it'll disinfect it. Thank you. Keep everything in capital letters. Yeah, I took all my cash out and of the bank. Excellent. That was a great move. That was a safety measure. Will we be able to exchange that? You buy silver. Forget about exchanging it. You should not have any more than 10,000 cash of your own money of your own country. I wouldn't even have 10 grand. I think I've only got 4 grand cash, if that, and I don't really give a shit. If it turns up nothing, it turns up nothing. If I need money, I can trade some of my silver. That's all I do. The people that are assimilating this and listening to what I'm saying will survive this. The people that have no clue what's going on out there and keep their money in the bank and don't believe what I'm saying, you're on your own. And at this point, because we are that close, I guarantee you the banks are going to crash. And all the countries have already signed on to NESARA and GESARA. There will be world peace, and they will dump the dollar, because that will be ordered from our commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, which he runs the show. He runs the Western Alliance, or the Western Kingdom, which will be the most powerful kingdom on the planet. That's why he wants it. Because we have the most resources, if you include Canada and Greenland. There's a strategic value of having Greenland. It will stop all the, penetration of the communists or whatever's up there in the Northwest Passage. There will be we'll have an actual military up there controlling those waters. Right now, we got a bunch of polar bears. It's a joke. Hydrogen peroxide, olive oil and hydrogen peroxide. This stuff. Hydrogen peroxide. You just buy it at the drugstore. Fill this up halfway. Fill the other half up with olive oil. It'll turn milky. Give it a shake and then stick 5 drops in your ear. Okay? And then if it's bubbling, you'll hear it cracking a little bit. That's you got infection in your ear, and it'll clean it out. Right? Like I feel today, I still feel I got olive oil in there, and that's fine. The olive oil is protecting, along with the hydrogen peroxide. And you got to do that, maybe do it at night before you go to sleep. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but what you're doing is you're cleaning out, all your mucus and everything out of your ear. It's all been built up. That's why people have earaches and infection and all this other shit going on. That transfers right into your. It all comes up through your sinuses, and that's where it gets infected, because you're breathing all the shit in all the time, and that's all connected from your ears to your sinus. Okay. What is going to happen to Quebec when the EBS goes off? Like everybody else, Quebec will be just fine. Quebec is part of the 51st state. They have French in New Orleans, we got French in Quebec, and that's just the way life is, and we're all going to get along and sing Kumbaya around the campfire. Yep. Everything is what you're seeing right now going on. She says what is going to happen in Canada. What we're seeing in the United States is exactly what's going to happen in Canada. Our commander-in-chief is cleaning up all the filth on this planet. And anybody's not involved and getting along or understanding or assimilating with what he's trying to do is the enemy. And they don't have a bright future on the other side, because everything's being documented right now. You either love what he's doing and love the fact is that he is assimilating everything by the book of the law, the law of the land, and God. If you don't follow that, then you're not part of this new world. It's as simple as that. You want to be a little demon. You want to go on there and cause chaos and cause havoc and be a hacker. It don't look good for you, because they know exactly who you are. I'm here to help all the patriots out there that want to see change, that want to be out there to help protect their children. Jesus, millions and millions of children have gone missing because of these weak, pathetic, governments that we have out there. They're not your friend. They're enemies. How you doing, Wizard? Hey, Bobcat. Best place to buy silver in Edmonton? Well, you just have to look it up, okay? Yeah. You're very welcome. How you doing, D? I'm just going through trying to get the questions out. People got lots of questions here. Global reset, yeah. Is cryptocurrency going to be the new norm? Yes. It'll be on a blockchain. And when you get your QFS, that'll be a point, given to you. That'll be your bank account and your birth certificate. Everything will be attached to that, and then you'll be able to open up your phone. They'll give you a digital an app to deal with, and once you open that app, that everything will be there for you. Right? Good morning from Mount Vernon, Ohio. Good to see you. Grand rising to you. You have an acre of land in Georgia? Beautiful. That must be very, very nice. You're a lucky person. And you know what? And go get a little house on it, and don't let anybody on it. Put a gun over your front door. Diane, will they take my house? Well, no. They're the banks that are the evil ones. They're the schmozzle that they've got everybody into is saying that, that you owe them a mortgage, and you don't. They stole your birth certificate, all the funding that come off your birth certificate. And when you went to get the mortgage on your house, they give you your own money. And then they're charging you taxes on it, or charging you interest. That is the whole scam. It's an absolute, complete scam. So now they're trying to take your house because you put all this money and time and effort into the house. They want to take it, and they want it because they're evil, greedy little parasites. So, take them to court. If they want to take the house, have they applied any paperwork to you? Have they given you a notice or whatever? Take them to court, making up an affidavit saying, go around and get a copy of your bank statements or whatever, your mortgage statements, get all that paperwork together, make copies of it, and go make an affidavit and apply to the courthouse that you want a court date. And as soon as that is done, that'll tie up that property for 2 years, guaranteed. You won't have to make a payment because your claim is it's predatory lending, and you did not sign on to all this fine print. I was not, just say you weren't explained to that. You weren't explained clearly by the person that was making you sign that paper in the first place, and that makes it a broken contract. No worry. Yeah, I guess she's missing. She's probably busy. Yeah, she's busy. Yeah, I quit in grade 8 too. I had enough. And you know what? That was the best thing we ever could have done, dear. That was the best thing we ever could have done, because it left our minds with a lot of stuff out there, open mind, to be able to fill it up with common sense instead of the ritual bullshit that they try to feed us. That's why you see all these university students walking around, with their cell phones up here, completely on another planet. I have a mortgage. Will I get money back that I have paid? Yes. All your interest will come back. And usually when you got a mortgage, 90% of that is interest. So you'll get all that back. And you'll have your house free and clear. Yeah. Yeah, Florida's a good place to be. Yeah, well, they're in Florida right now. I think DeSantis is they're trying to push through the no taxes on property, and if that happens, you're going to see a lot of people move to Florida. I mean, they already know there's like 7 million homes there that are empty because people can't afford the taxes on it, or can't afford mortgages, or whatever the case may be. this is the start of the meltdown. Huge meltdown. It's just the beginning. The real estate is going to crash everywhere. And what we want to do is be, have cash going, ready to go, so we can go in there and buy the property that we want to buy on the other side. Because anybody that's not, that's on the other side, all the billionaires are going to lose all their money that's in the banks and stocks and whatever. It's all going to be gone. Billionaires will be broke. They'll be the ones that are be on the street. Unless they're, playing it smart and buying silver and gold and whatever they're doing. That would be their only way out of it if they're ahead of the game. But those people live in a different world. They think, I'm sure they'll have assets on the other side. But when the real estate market crashes, there goes all the value of all their big ass properties. Okay. So, what was once $10 million a building will go back to maybe $200,000 or $300,000, which was once $10 million. Everything's going back to 1955 prices. Did you ever see any $10 million buildings in 1955? No. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Should we try and buy the currency of Zimbabwe? Yeah, we should. Yeah, if you can buy it. But make sure you get receipts on it, right? And make sure it comes from a reputable dealership, right? I bought all my currency through my bank, and I have receipts for everything with my name and email on it, everything. Well, I don't think we need a bug-out bag. I think we just have to hunker down and wait this thing out. Stock food in your fridge or in your pantry, and make sure you got lots of fresh water and maybe a generator, small generator. I mean, the generators are like $400. Get a nice brand new generator, fill it up with gas and oil, and away you go. You got a couple of plug-ins for your fridge, maybe a lighter too, something to charge your phone. That's all you need. How old is my son? I've got three boys. I've got one is 27, lives on another planet, and then I've got a 15-year-old. He's a good boy in the Philippines, and another 8-year-old in the Philippines. They're both good boys. Yeah. But the one that was raised in Canada that went to university is he's got his own world. If he doesn't want to respect his old man, then I guess I never raised him right. But I knew I was going to lose him, 15 years ago when he wanted to leave high school here and go to a university. I knew that was going to be the end of it. So, because I knew back then, and of course, with my, my wife at the time. She couldn't see whatever's doing, and she fought me all the way, and so he got what he wanted. So that was fine. We paid 11 years on the mortgage, and we'll get all of our money back. Yes, you'll get all your interest back. Yes. So just tack it, whatever it was in interest that you paid on that mortgage over 11 years. Just add it all up, and that's what you should get back, right? And plus you'll have a house paid for. You lost 26 pounds when I stopped eating fast food. Good for you. I know, it's full of chemical poison. Right? People are trying to tell me, well, cereal's okay. No, it's not. The box cereals in the stores are full of sugar, GMOs, and pesticide. Stop it. It's killing you. If you want, you can go get some, organic oats. They come in packages. You get the packages that says organic on it. And, just cook them. Put some fruit in there. Wash your fruit. I like having frozen raspberries in my fruit, whatever, in my porridge or whatever, and get some decent farm milk if you can. How you doing, Holly? Yes, the ID that you have right now is your straw man. Everything's in capital letters. Keep it, throw it on the shelf, leave it, you can use it because you're in the matrix. You need it for the matrix, okay? But go out there and buy, or go out there and order cards. 250 you start with. Put your face on it. Put your only one name, first name, whatever first name you want to use. That's who you identify by. I mean, the straw man was a name that was given to you. Your family name, your middle name, and your first name was all given to you. You didn't have a choice in that, right? And then your mom and dad, whatever, at that time went out and registered you to the cabal. And they took your identity, put you in a box, and started stealing your money by trading it on the market. So what you want to do is break away from that now. Excuse me. Right? You want to break away from that now and have your own, just get a card. If you want to beautify it up and laminate each card, you can put your own graphics on it. Put a picture, all your background graphics as, the stars or the Milky Way or something like that. Because you're a starseed, right? You don't have to tell them that you're a starseed, but you are, you just have to show the picture because it's relevant, right? And, make it look as nice as you want it, have your contact, whatever you want to have, your email, or you want to have the city that you're in. You don't have to have your address. If you want to put your address and home address in there with phone number, that's fine too. It's up to you how you want to do things. What I did was I just put my face in there, took my glasses off, combed my hair, whatever, and took a picture and just put my name in there, Alexander. That was it. No last name, no middle name. That's it. Just Alexander. That's all it is. That's who I identify myself with. So when you're being ticketed or like bills come to you, you don't have to pay them because they're not you. They're trying to make you pay on your straw man. That's not you. See, this is the whole crazy world that we live in right now. We're trying to break out of the matrix, right? We're trying to break out of the matrix and then come into the other side of our real alien rights and who we are. We need to identify as sovereign man or woman, and we live under we don't do any pleas, we don't do any whether we're guilty or not. We're our rights are to be allowed to be here. Without, the water that we drink is free. The land that we walk on is free. The vehicle that we drive to go from one spot to another is free. Right? We don't even need what do you call it? We don't even need a license for that. Right? How you doing from England? Good to see you. How's it going, Jack? If you're in the house. 24th is 10 days until the July 4th, yes. But we go to the original calendar, and that's where it's going to go. I mean, who knows where these calendars are going to go? Are they on the Kogarian? Are they on God's calendars? Are we still on the old, the globalistas camera, right? This is the problem that we're having right now. And I believe that all of this is going to get straightened out. Most of it will get straightened out this year. We don't even know who we are. Right? Yes, you can send a private message through FB, Alex West, XX, through Facebook, and I will, as soon as you get there, I'll friend you, and then you can send messages. How you doing, Mama? Sunny in Abbotsford today. That's good. Excellent. I'm glad you're enjoying. Just enjoy the weather. Get out there in that sun. Get healthy. Get that vitamin D in you. Yeah, it'll feed your body. Do you think this will end July? No, this will continue cleaning up the filth on this planet. They've had decades, if not centuries, if not thousands of years to completely pollute this beautiful world we live in, and us along with it. But our lives will be a lot easier when we get a pile of money. So, and that's where, the Alliance is saying, when we get to the other side and we have all this abundance, the military and Space Force will watch and monitor how you spend your money towards humanity and how you deal with whatever it is. And if you are doing humanitarian work or doing donations towards good causes, God's causes, then you will receive more. So you're going to be rewarded for kindness instead of imprisoned or or penalized for being a kind person. It's absolutely hideous. I mean, the demonic upside down inverted bullshit that they try to feed us, I know I don't have words for it. When does it get easier for us? As soon as you get the money, then you can do what you want. It's coming. If you're a 24-year-old, you're still going to be a worker, but your parents, based on, you better be kind to your parents because they're the ones that are going to have all the money. So be good to your parents, because I tell you, there will be some kids out there that will receive money, but none of my kids that are over 24 years old really deserve it, unless except for one. She's a hardworking girl. But the other two, no, they're going to have to get rid of their addictions. No, the QFS, you can't set up your own QFS. Excuse me, stay away from that, okay? Just don't do anything. Do not do anything on the computer. Just watch your lives and watch the people that you want to follow, and try to get your head around all this stuff. And don't do any banking or any of that bullshit on the internet. It's going to turn into an absolute shit show, and you're going to lose money. So stop it. Should we believe in what Trump is doing right now? Yes. He's bringing down the cabal. As crazy as it looks, and the World War III scare event is as crazy as it's going to be, we have to believe that it's going to all come together. And at the very, it's going to scare the whole world into a panic attack. And then at the very last minute, they're going to pull back and they're going to say the game, it's over. And then, of course, everything's going to go into an EBS because of this World War III scare event. It's going to go into an EBS. It's going to be lockdowns and blackouts and all this other stuff. It's going to freak out a lot of people. And we're all ready for it. John Dowling has an EBS prediction. Well, that's good. That's excellent to know, Jack. I want to know. Right? What age can we stop working? Well, as soon as you get the money, you can start working at 27 if you want. But they're going to encourage you, if you want to keep on receiving money and your universal income, they'll keep you, want to encourage you to work 3 days a week or 4 days a week up to the age of 45. And then it gets easier from there. But pensioners, they just get the whole whack and, get to go into the celestial chambers and, to hopefully get to live another 100 years. I'm 56. I plan on setting up my grandkids. That's good, but just don't spoil them. I mean, there has to be, some kind of guide rules with that. I tried to do that with a couple of my children, and didn't work out so well. No. My first 4 children were westernized, and 1 out of 4 has done very well. But I've done my other 2 were raised in the Philippines, and they're both doing very well. Should we believe in what Trump is doing right now? Yes, we do. He's liberating the world, okay? Money will be handed out and scale over the ages. Yes, they'll be scaled. Everything will be, given to you based on your age. Yeah. And I think 25 was where it starts. Yeah. So if you are having tough times with your parents and stuff like that, and you're under 25, then I'd be getting good with God, number 1, and then get good with your parents. That would be my advice to you. Because if you're playing along in the matrix and being a little moron and causing chaos and trouble and being a little troublemaker, it's not going to be, it's not going to be a good life for you. Anyone have any idea when the money will hit? The money will hit when the EBS is on, right? Nobody has any. There's only, I think, 12 people on the planet. Okay, so it's useless even trying to ask. There's 12 people on the planet, and they're all generals, 3 and 4 star generals, maybe a couple of 5-star. I'm new on here. What's going on? Well, start if you're new here, just come every morning, and you'll be able to catch up with things. If not, get your Facebook out there and get some friends, get to know friends on here, some patriots on here, and they'll fill you in. Yes, trust in Trump, what he's doing. He's the only man. He's the only man that's holding the torch right now for humanity. He's not a politician. He's a liberator. And he's here to, as what Dan Pena, a billionaire, okay, had said. He's here to really rock this world and F up the cabal. The ones that have been controlling your life and your father's life and your fathers and fathers before that. They've been at this shit for centuries. They've been funding both sides of enemies, funding both sides so they go to war and wipe each other out. It's an absolute bloodbath. And then when that didn't work anymore, then they start, putting the controlling the media out there to scare everybody into taking these things. It's an absolute shit show. Anyone? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with TDS. Yes, in Canada, absolute brainwashed zombies in Canada. A lot of them. A lot of them are just hardworking people. They put a lot of people out there, and they're very nice people. Maybe even open-minded, whatever. They've got to run a business, whatever. They got no time for this. They don't see what's coming. And they are so plugged into their bank accounts and trying to pay bills and everything else. They'll be looked after. Don't worry. They will lose, if they got money in the banks or whatever. The banks, when they crash or whatever, they'll go through that scare event and get very emotional on things and what's happening and everything falling down around them. But that's only going to last temporarily. They can only hold that scare for so long before humanity starts breaking down. Yes, there's only a handful of people that know what's going on. We're the 3%. Yeah. I mean, there might be another 10% out there that, halfway knows, right? They know about half of what we know. They still have money put in the bank. They still think that the bank is on their side. It's there for their safekeeping. That's the brainwashing. That's the MK Ultra that we all been taught, right? And the best thing that I did when I was in Japan in 2000 when the Twin Towers were hit was cut my cable there. I didn't want to watch TV anymore because I knew the CNN was lying at me. But before that, I was watching CNN. That was the only channel that was over there. It was English speaking. So, I mean, I could speak Japanese, but, it was more comfortable for me to listen to CNN in English. Yeah. I was commenting on the QFS scammers again today. Yeah, they're out of control. Yeah, they're absolutely out of control. And there's nothing, they're all being monitored with the Space Force and NSA right now. They've got, they got their number. They're targeted right now, and they're all going to be picked up and sent to Alligator Island. Yep, it ain't going to be pretty for them. I believe all the satanics will go to the data centers. That those are all prisons. No, military will never give you time and dates. That's a good statement. Yeah, they'll never give you time and dates. That's giving away their operation. Why would they want to give their? I mean, that tells me the enemy's still out there, and we can obviously see that. We can obviously see the what they're still trying to do. This month is all going to be about exposure. I mean, you can see all these arrests coming. You're going to see more and more judges getting arrested, more and more lawyers and bank executives. Everybody's getting arrested because they're all part of the system. They're all, have crimes against humanity charged against them. I don't see any signs of change in Europe yet. No, especially France. France is going to crash, just like Canada. Just like England, just like Germany, just like Italy. They're all going to crash. Okay? Their euro will go to zero. Crash the banks. Everything has to crash. Okay? Because we have to burn it all to the ground because it's the old system. And then we have to, in place will be the new system. The new quantum financial system driven by Starlink and blockchain crypto, which is inhackable. Everything else that we see on the Matrix side is all hackable. That's why we have, that's why we are experience all these hackers and everything trying to steal our money. And these night crawlers running at night to go and stealing shit to get their fentanyl. I mean, it's all been orchestrated by the cabal. John Dowling is a good information to go to for money and anything like that. He knows his business. And for the Galactic end of it is Ishmael Perez. I'm always tuned into Michael Jaco too. He's always got he's on every truther out there has their platform they're specialized in one form or another. They're like John Dowling's specialized in the money and how this currency is going to go off. Same with Mark Z. Michael Jaco, he's very experienced in the battle plans and the geopolitical warfare that's going on right now and his prediction. He also touches on silver and how important it is. Scott McKay along with him. There's a lot of good truthers out there. And I love Gene Decode because he basically is unveiling and pulling the curtains back on the pure SATANIC cabal that's going on and all the ritual stuff that's been happening. He's unveiling all that. Yeah, well, Trump's doing a lot. Yes, he is doing a lot, and he doesn't have time. He's supposed to exit this movie, and that could very well happen. He might get humanity to this state or whatever, and he might be there to go over to Fort Knox. And of course, he's, the EBS will trigger, and then he's the one that's going to be on the giving out worldwide, in his own words, 7 statements or comments or whatever he's going to say. There's 7 different things that he's going to say, and that's how this is going to maybe end. I'm not sure, but this is all being not run by our commander. It's being run by the military. The military is the only way. How you doing, Billie Jean? I pulled out some of my insurance and bought silver 3 years ago. So glad I did. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you did very, very well. Yeah, is your name Alex? Alexander? I can't see you. Good for you, though. Yeah, proud of you. Hello from Quebec. Yes, he's the boss. Thanks, Jack. Is the money that we will get is from birth? Yeah. It's all in your trust fund. And then, of course, they've been trading on it for years and years, and depending on your ages, that's all going to have to come back. They think that they made the money. They think that that the $40 trillion is on the American people's, that's their debt. No, it's not. It's the cabal's debt. There is I believe in Fort Knox, there's another $43 trillion, whether it be in Fort Knox or wherever else close by, that has been gathered up from around the world that was stolen from the American people. That's all going back to them. 43 trillion. Yeah. I believe once they wipe out the American dollar, that will wipe out the so-called fake $40 trillion debt. That's what I'm thinking. Because all they have to do to wipe out that debt is just wipe out the dollar that they used to put themselves in that debt, and they're trying to blame it on the American people. Just a big scam. Do you think it is recommended for my 20-year-old son to watch your show? Absolutely. Wake them up as fast as you can. He should listen to my shows. And he should be out there questioning me. Right? We have to bring our children into this. They're not part of the old world, thank God. But he's feeling the effect of the Matrix right now. Right? Everybody's feeling the effects of this Matrix. That's why I'm here to try to, prepare everybody to move out of the Matrix into abundance, into God's world. Pam King, have been Pam King, is it? Or Pat King? Yeah. Has been rescued? Yeah, I'm not sure about that comment. Yes, just make time. Get out in the sun today. Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump and the good military are making positive changes. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter whether or not you can see it. It doesn't matter. It's being done. Trust in the Lord. Okay? He's working. He's working. Trust me. The alliance is following the scripture to the letter. How you doing, Kathy? Good question. We have what? We'll have so much that we won't matter. Yes, exactly. The thing is, the people that are, over 45 years old, if you want to work or if you want to just do humanitarian work, it's going to be your option. You, even if you have to go to work, it's only going to be 2, 3, 4 days a week. You'll be able to have money to start your own businesses. As long as you're working, you're going to be receiving. As long as you're giving back to humanity and giving back, trying to heal the planet, you're going to be taken care of. It's the negatives out there that are stealing things, that are doing, that are narcissists, that are hurting people in any way, even, psychologically hurting people, physically hurting people. They're the ones that are going to, have to pay the price. Okay. Space Force. Who are they? Space Force was made up of highly intelligent, computer intelligent, understanding the whole function and the system around the planet. They call it Space Force because it's a cyber warfare that's going on. Very, very highly intelligent, and it was in Cabal's hands at one time, but when Trump got in, they took control of it and took out all the negative and replaced it with smart, good people. And they're the ones that are watching everything that's going on right now, along with the combination with the NSA, National Security Agency. And this is worldwide. Thank you very much. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, prisons are, there are going to be lots of prisons out there, including I believe the data centers, whatever they want to call them now. They can, but, from some inside information, they're building these things exactly the way they'd be building prisons. And with all the fiber optics in there, whatever, everything's going to be automated. There won't even be any prisoners in there. It'll be automation. That's what they're building. It's all automated, and they're going to be stayed there and be held in prison until their tribunal. Yeah, well, military, don't worry about the scammers. I mean, just ignore them. We're going to have agitators and scammers, but they're, it's not going to be good for them. Yes, roll over your 401. I would roll it right out. Cash it out and go buy silver. Lots of it. Silver will always be going up. And in the next 5 years, I can say it'll be in the thousands of dollars per ounce. I mean, take a look at the technology that they're going to need. All the technology that's out there, how much silver is going to be needed. Yeah. No, I got no word on it other than just, buy the currency and store it, put it away somewhere in a safety deposit, whatever, hide it, and wait for that day to happen, because they will have to reevaluate sometime this year. That's already started. They're not going to let this EBS drag into next year. I just can't see it. There's just nothing. I don't see anything, past other than the cleanup of this planet and starting humanitarian work in 2027. Do you think it is recommended for? Oh yeah, well I've already said that. Yes, it absolutely for your 20-year-old. Yes. Space Force is intelligence. It's cyber intelligence. And they might even have drone operators in there operating the drone. Yeah, this is all, 21st century warfare. Yes, cash it out, your IRAs, your 401ks, and get into silver. That's my recommendation. What about our family members that passed away? Well, they're living in another frequency right now, looking down and rooting for all of you. That's okay. They're having fun. And that's where they want to be. Their money doesn't go anywhere. Their money's gone. It's your anything that has gone on in your life. But they have to be here to collect. It doesn't matter. You're still going to be very wealthy. Anybody that, has, God in their heart, you will be well looked after. This is what God wants. Do I think Trump will exit the show? I don't know. I mean, I just don't even think about that stuff. What I'm looking at is my focus right now is watching him liberate the world and trying to analyze what he's trying to do to stay ahead of it, so I can get that put that information together so I can get it to you. I'm just a messenger here. I don't do a lot of predictive programming, not like Jaco. Jaco does predictive programming. You have to listen to people like that. I talk the way I talk because of the years and years and years of dealing in the matrix. Many years dealing in the matrix, and I understand how they play the game. Alex is the only up to 55K. Oh, I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm glad the more followers we have is the better, right? Then we can get that message, because we're helping change the Schumann resonance. We're helping change the frequency out there, and we starting to understand the picture. That's the whole thing. We need to understand the picture of what we're up against. Okay, the picture is the matrix, and the matrix is a false prophecy. What's coming, what we're trying to prepare ourselves for is in God's world, which is true humanity, true sovereignty. Okay, folks, I got to run, and we will see you on the next one. God bless everybody.